11 players, 1 ball. But underneath that simplicity sits one of the most misunderstood systems in sport, and almost nobody outside hardcore fans can name every position with confidence. So let's fix that once and for all. Football didn't always look the way it does today. In the earliest days of the sport, teams barely had positions at all, just players chasing the ball in a chaotic mass, attack-minded almost to a fault. It took decades of tactical evolution to shape the structured map we recognize now. Formations like 4-4-2 and 4-3-3 didn't appear by accident. They were solutions built by coaches trying to solve one eternal problem: how do you attack and defend at the same time, with only 11 bodies to do it? Start at the back. The goalkeeper, the only player allowed to use his hands inside his own box, and arguably the most isolated job in football. One mistake, and it's the only one that almost always ends up in the net. In front of him, the defenders. Center, backs hold the middle, built for strength, timing, and aerial duels, the kind of players who win games by stopping them from being lost. Beside them, full backs and wing backs patrol the flanks. Here's where football quietly changed forever. Full backs used to just defend. Now, in modern systems, they're expected to sprint the length of the pitch and deliver the final pass, turning a defensive role into one of the most demanding jobs on the field. Then comes the midfield, football's true engine room. Defensive midfielders sit just in front of the back line, breaking up attacks before they start. Central midfielders link defense to attack, the connective tissue of any system. And attacking midfielders push forward into the spaces strikers can't always reach alone. Often the most creative minds on the pitch. Wingers stretch the width, using speed and skill to isolate defenders on a battle that's decided in a fraction of a second, even though it looks effortless on screen. And finally, the strikers, the position fans obsess over, because goals are what everyone remembers. But strikers aren't all built the same. Some thrive inside the box, pure finishers. Others drop deeper, pulling defenders out of position, a role football fans now call the false nine, a tactical idea that completely reshaped how teams attack. Here's what makes this complicated, though. These labels aren't fixed boxes anymore. Modern football blurs them constantly. A fullback might spend more time in midfield than defending. A striker might drop so deep he looks more like a playmaker. Even centre-backs are now expected to start attacks with long, precise passes, a job that used to belong only to midfielders. So why does any of this actually matter? Because every position exists to solve a specific problem on the pitch: space, time, numbers. A coach doesn't just throw players onto a field randomly. Every position is a deliberate answer to a tactical question. Where do we need control? Where do we need speed? Where do we need someone willing to do the unglamorous defensive work nobody notices until it's missing? That's also why formations shift mid-game. A team trailing by a goal might push a full back higher, turning defense into attack. A team protecting a lead might drop a midfielder back, turning attack into defense. The positions stay the same. The instructions inside them change constantly. This is the real secret hiding behind every match you watch. It's not really 11 isolated jobs. It's one connected system, constantly adjusting, constantly reacting, players shifting roles depending on what the moment demands. So the next time you watch a match, try this. Don't just follow the ball. Follow the full back making that overlapping run. Follow the defensive midfielder quietly erasing the opponent's best attacker. Follow the false nine dragging a center back 20 yards out of position. That's where the real game is being played, in the small decisions inside each position made by players who understand exactly what their role demands, even when the scoreboard never shows it. 11 positions, one shared goal, and now you'll never watch the game the same way again.